Hello, hello. I'm Simone. Welcome to Earth, Wisdom, Fire Tarot. So I decided to do another couples reading because the last one was like really intense, and I don't know. I just felt like there might be another storyline that was trying to come through. So I'm gonna just see what happens with this one, and we'll go from there. So check out the other ones if you would like. If you'd like to get a personal reading, you can find that information at earthwisdomfires.com and in the description box below. This is already very different, so I'm glad I did another one. Sounds like I could feel something else trying to come through. Okay. Wow. What's so funny is that the bottom of the deck is the same card, the Hanged Being. So again, like, glad I did this one. Well, that's cool. So the bottom of the deck we have the Divine Feminine again. We have the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. This is a very different vibe than the other one. Because I feel like this relationship is really solid. You have really good communication. You know, you want a future together and you're building towards that. And I do feel like if you're patient and you really work on, you know, surrendering, you know, just being very present, you know, you're going to get to a place where you can communicate and connect and build on a very solid foundation. So it feels like that's where you're at now. This Venus retrograde is really going to amplify, you know, exactly where you've been and exactly where you're going. So with the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like, so I'm going to talk about your partners if they're the person on the left and you're on the right, but you could be either person. So we have the Star and the Eight of Pentacles. So this person is very focused on self-mastery, growing, and they're focused on their big dream, you know. It's a really, really good place for them to be in. And I feel like this Venus retrograde is going to just really help them with focus on creativity and healing and being in alignment. Like they're really, wow. This is going to be very powerful for them. Really, really powerful in terms of getting them to really fully express their gifts and put themselves out there in a new way. Like they're not doing it now, but they will be later. But just getting them geared up and they're gaining this inner confidence about their gifts that is really beautiful. So it's affecting them really positively. And then for you, you have the Divine Masculine and the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like very similar vibes for you, but it's more based on practical things, like in your reality right now. I think it's just helping you kind of get your ducks in a row and get you, because you might have been coming out of an energy where you're really overwhelmed. That's the kind of vibe that I'm getting. And you may have had a lot of responsibilities. You may have had a lot of people counting on you, so you kind of neglected your own needs. So I feel like during this time, you're really able to get into the details of how to use your energy without getting drained and how to best serve, you know, and kind of delegate things and delegate your energy or delegate your wisdom and your knowledge or your skills in a way that helps other people thrive the way that you know that you want to thrive. So it's almost like you're putting other people above yourself, but not in a way that is self-sacrificial or unhealthy. It's more like you feel actually better being able to do this, because before you used to be overwhelmed by being able to do that, and now it's like you're figuring it out. You're figuring out how to do that, how to be that for other people. So that's really cool. And then you have the Nine of Wands connecting your energy. So I feel like you're getting to this place of real strength, like you're getting really solid in being able to work through your problems and the lessons that are coming up for you collectively together. But I do feel like a lot of this retrograde is both of you kind of journeying alone, like kind of delving into your own stuff. And you're doing that without really harming the other person, making the other person feel neglected, because you're honestly both thriving. You're both doing really great during this retrograde. I feel like you're kind of like, for this other person, it's like a much more like creative, spiritual type of thing. And for you, it's a much more practical thing. So it's almost like you're just really trying not to get in each other's way. And whatever comes up, you're able to communicate about it and deal with it and address it in the moment without it becoming like a big ordeal. I feel like you're both able to face the fears in this relationship that you weren't able to face in past relationships. And that's really important, because you're not projecting anything onto each other. You're not blaming each other or hurting each other because of what you have to do on your own. You're actually supporting each other just by giving each other space, is what it feels like. That's really good. So moving forward, like maybe coming out of this retrograde, you know, you have the King of Cups. So this is you being really in touch with your emotions. I feel like because of you being able to get these kind of practical things lined up and in a row, and you're able to really, like, you're someone people can depend on, but you're also able to have some room for yourself. With the King of Cups, I feel like your creativity and what really feeds you emotionally is going to flourish. You're going to feel really free to kind of do whatever it is you want that makes your heart happy. And I feel like you're going to have a really healthy relationship with your emotions coming out of this. Like it's feeling very balanced for you. So that's really positive. And then you have the Cosmic Union card for your other person. And I feel like if there was any hesitation towards like making plans towards the future, I feel like they just wanted to be the best partner for you. They wanted to step up. And that's what they're doing with this Eight of Pentacles and the Star. Instead of giving up on their dreams and playing small, they're stepping up because they want to be your equal. It's almost like they've been looking up to you, like they've been admiring you. They've seen you as this divine masculine energy, or like someone they can really trust and like their guide. They've seen you as their leader. And I feel like with this Cosmic Union card, they're feeling safer pursuing a real true merging with you, like a real true union, because they have worked on themselves, because they have something going for them that they know will manifest them abundance, and they don't feel like they have to compromise. This is really important because I think in past relationships, even if things were going well, they had this fear that they would have to kind of compromise their own dreams or give up on their own dreams to make the other person happy. And I think what this Venus retrograde is making clear to both of you is that you don't have to give up on your dreams. You actually do have this ability to thrive together. And this Page of Wands, I feel like, is you moving in a new direction here that's very positive, that's very much in alignment. You're both really passionate and excited about it. And after maybe kind of like a heavy energy with this Hanged Being energy, just kind of feeling things are in limbo, kind of like not maybe having really difficult conversations, or, you know, taking a risk to kind of like put a new idea out there. You're kind of coming to this energy together. You know, you're coming into alignment on the same path, and you're willing to walk that path together. I feel like you're both having like some kind of simultaneous awakening, because as soon as I saw how this looked here, her like walking into this door, it reminded me of the Truman Show, which I just rewatched. And at the end, you know, he's taking a risk. You know, he doesn't know for sure what he's gonna find, but once he actually does find that you know, it's not, his reality hasn't been real. He walks through that door and there's a new beginning awaiting for him on the other side. It's a very exciting moment, you know, but it's also kind of bittersweet because there's a fear there of the unknown. So I think that's the only thing that both of you are kind of working through here, is trying to figure out like how to make sure you can maintain that balance that you found individually and kind of bring that to the table together. But I honestly don't feel like there's anything to worry about there. This feels like a very solid foundation that you built here, and you're both doing the right thing by yourselves and by each other. So let's dig deeper into the energies, just because I've been doing it for the other readings as well. It's always fascinating. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so the bottom of the deck is the Five of Swords after I shuffled a bit, which I usually don't do. After I pull the last card, I usually look at what's under there. But this person that you're dealing with here, they have a really deep fear of like messing you up and holding you back. And this manifests as them like having trouble like expressing themselves to you, is what I'm getting. Like, you communicate well, but they still kind of have to go through this whole process of like how to do it in a way without assuming that, you know, you're misunderstanding them or assuming that you have some kind of agenda, because I think they're used to a lot of mind games in past relationships. With the Judgment card, I feel like they've really gotten to this. Ooh, my mom's baking fresh bread. I can smell it. It smells so good. So with the Judgment card, I feel like there is this like awakening that's happening. Just like I said, there's like this mutual awakening that's happening, and they're kind of going through that on their own before you can go through it together. And it is, you know, going to be a major shakeup, a major revelation for them, but it's bringing through this like creativity and this ability to really dream big and to really believe in himself or themselves, you know. So we have the Page of Cups. So this is going to allow them to be more open than they've been able to be in the past. It's interesting because the other reading was kind of about opening up too. But I feel like this is about opening up about their creativity. Like, I don't think they have a problem with you, like loving you or making you feel loved. I think that this is a lot of like internal stuff that they have going on. They really have trouble believing that what's meant for them is coming, you know? And they're afraid that if they don't go after their dream now, that it's going to pass them by. So there is a sense of urgency with them about this. And with the Justice card being in reverse, like, they still don't have the total clarity that they need to be able to fully trust this direction. They're really trying, but they're definitely going through some kind of internal battle, and they need to be patient. So I think that you need to have that in mind as well when you're dealing with this person, to really understand that they need patience, that they need space, you know, because they planted some seeds and they're not really sure if they're actually going to produce like a harvest for them. They're basically, for them, it feels like they're taking a huge risk, like pursuing this dream, and it's a big deal for them. So we have the Page of Pentacles here in reverse next to the Devil. So they have a tendency here to maybe revert to, like, you know, assuming that things are toxic when they're not. Just like I was saying, like, you know, with the Nine of Wands, like, you're needing to give each other space because you've been through a lot. Like, you're able to work through your own problems as a couple here because you've been through a lot in past relationships. And whatever's coming to the surface with this other person, they're trying to deal with it on their own. They don't want this to interfere with you, so they're not going to, like, offer this energy to you with the Page of Pentacles being in reverse. They're not going to dump this on you. So you need to be mindful that they're kind of wrestling with their own demons here. They're doing a lot of really deep internal work, and it's paying off because it's bringing them to this place of harmony and union within, so that they can, you know, merge with you. And with this Ace of Cups, this is the healing that's really going to help overcome this devil energy and this self-doubt, you know, this fear of things not working out. Like there's some healing energy available. And I'm getting like a masculine energy for this person. I keep wanting to call them a he. And I think I talked about this in the first reading I did, the one about the journey from fear to love. Really opening up, like the masculine energy really opening up to love and healing energy coming in. That's the vibe I'm getting from this Ace of Cups. So they're in alignment. They're doing what they need to do. They just need space to be able to do it. So I feel like when you are communicating, when you are dealing with things, there is going to be some distance, but it's going to be temporary. And neither of you, I don't think, is even going to be threatened by that. But let's look at your energy here. Ooh, I just flew out. Wow. 9 of Wands again. Oh. Wow. Wow. Dope. I think literally all of your cards are in the upright. That's amazing. So bottom of the deck is the Knight of Rods. So I feel like you've had to kind of get these things in order. Like I said, the practical things in your reality, making sure that you have things set up to be able to help others. But there's this passion and this desire for you to express yourself, because you have the King of Cups and the Knight of Rods, and I feel, and literally right underneath that is the King of Rods. Like this energy, man, you really want to set off and do something great. Like you are aspiring to greatness here, and you're taking real strides in that direction. It's like these other things had to get in place that you could like dig deeper into the other things that really you're passionate about, that you really love to do, or that you want to do, that you haven't had a chance to before. It's like you're really moving towards flourishing here, and it's going to bring a lot of good fortune for you with the Wheel of Fortune here. A lot of blessings, you know, a lot of new beginnings, because you're closing out this old cycle. And I feel like that's what this Nine of Rods is really talking about. Like there are some loose ends, you know, that haven't fully been closed or haven't been fully closed off. So you have the Death card here. So there is this inner transformation that's happening. Like you're going to be very tender because of this. And that's why I think you're needing space from this person, is really just to go deeper into yourself and allow this transformation to occur. Because literally right after you go through that death process, you have a rebirth right around the corner, and it's here to stay with the Four of Rods. This is a new beginning that's very stable. It's something worth celebrating, and it's a union. You have union energy all over this reading. So this is a relationship that, you know, on an emotional level is like very solid. Like you love this person, you vibe well, but there hasn't been that next step in the commitment that you really wanted. It's coming. You know, this other person just really have to believe in themselves, and it has nothing to do with you, because I feel like they're very sold on you too. They really love you, and they're doing all of this to get to this place where they deserve you, is really where they're coming at it from. So you're getting to this place where you know you deserve that. You know you deserve a rebirth. You know that you have something you need to express and create with this Empress energy, and you just want to fully embody that. And again, you're having this like Emperor, Empress, you know, inner union energy happening as well, just like your person. So you're on the same page. You're just doing it like with some space in between. You're doing it in your own rooms, kind of like you have like your own space, whether you're living with this person or you're living separate. It's like you're needing this space apart in the terms of like the intimacy, and the closeness in order to like fully delve into your own energy and get things straightened out so that you could actually have a viable union moving forward. But it is very viable, like it is very healthy here. You have the Nine of Pentacles, which means that you're going to feel really independent and like you can really handle your responsibilities, and you're going to feel like you have your own thing going on. Like you're not going to be fully swallowed up by the like how big this relationship is. Like this other person is almost like they look to you as like a leader, but you're looking to them in the same way because you're seeing them flourish by embracing their gifts and working on them and allowing themselves to grow in that space, and you're doing the same thing. But it's just manifesting very differently for both of you. Like for this other person, it's like it's very much like something they're passionate about, some kind of dream, some kind of gift, like a spiritual gift. And for you, it's like practical. It's like your body or your health or something that is very tangible and real to you, like you work with your hands with it or something. And with the Temperance energy, I just feel like it's very peaceful for you being in this energy. Like this transit is bringing you inner peace in a very grounded, stable way. You have really beautiful major arcana here. Like I said, all your cards are in the upright. You're very much in alignment and things are happening very smoothly. Like things are flowing for you. So let's look at your connecting energy here. I'm definitely going to have to do this format again because it's really fun. Whoa. That's crazy how they fell like that. You just all fell right on top of each other. Okay. So we have the Judgment card here again, and I feel like this is about you two being able to choose each other and acknowledge that this is the direction that you both want to go in. And there's a lot of like work that needs to be done individually, like I've been saying, before you can actually have that energy together. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Swords in reverse. This is not a relationship that is meant to hold you back, that is meant to make you feel trapped or small. That's a really big theme, you know. Allowing, like, this is a relationship that allows for expansion and growth and major awakening energy. Like Judgment energy is definitely very much an awakening. It's like the universe giving you the go-ahead that you're ready to level up in some way. You have the Moon here, which means that there is going to be a lot unspoken between you, like a lot of intuitive, emotional energy. There's still a lot that you two have to get to know about each other. And you have to get to know it on your own first before you can even communicate that to each other. But the good thing is that right after the Moon is the King of Cups. So it's not something that you're deliberately keeping from each other as like a secretive thing. It's more like a healthy way to process your own stuff without dumping it onto another person. That's really important. That's really healthy. You're moving in a very healthy direction here because there is a lot of sadness and there is a lot of stuff coming up to the surface that needs to be let go of. We have the Five of Cups and the Emperor in reverse. So I feel like it may have to do with past trauma. I feel like one or both of you has been in situations where you had to do a lot of emotional labor for your person, for your partner, because they weren't able to feel all that for themselves. And you didn't want to perpetuate that cycle with this. So you're giving each other space, even though you want to be there for each other. It's like you desperately want to end each other's pain. Like you want to be the one to fix them, but you know that you have to do it on your own. You have to allow that healing energy to come in the way that it's supposed to, so that there isn't any imbalance or there isn't any resentment that builds from saving another person. So you have the Ten of Swords in reverse. So this is not something that is leading to anything painful, like any kind of end like that. And I think it's important because of this Five of Swords that came out. Like, you need to understand that this is not playing out the way that past relationships did. This is not ending up in a place where you're like you're in pain. You're not hurting each other. The space that you give each other at first, you're going to have to kind of be mindful of how the other person is taking it. And there's this fine line I'm feeling between like knowing that being alone is healthy, like having the solitude, having that space is healthy, and also really craving the other person and really, you know, it hurts a little bit, you know, it may take a little bit personally when somebody needs that space from you, but you're working through that and you're healing that and you're being honest with yourself about that instead of letting it fester and turn into something that feels as big as betrayal or loss. That's important. So we have the Chariot, which is, I think it's the last card. Yeah, just trying to see if there's something else that came out. No, that's it. That's the last card. So the Chariot is about, you know, nothing standing in your way. This is success. This is moving forward together in the direction that you're meant to go to together. So a lot of major arcana here in the upright. This is very positive. I feel like this is a very healthy situation. I think that this retrograde is really going to benefit your relationship in big, big, big ways. Like, amazing ways. You're coming out of it both just like very much in alignment, feeling like you're on the same page. It's beautiful. Okay, so you have take off your mask. Just like I said, like there's some things you really don't know about each other yet because it hasn't, you know, especially if this is like a new relationship or you had some kind of awakening in your own journey. It's almost like approaching each other again. There's so much that's unknown. You're not really sure how you're going to be received. Because you've changed, because you've grown. And I feel like there's nothing to lose from just being totally authentic, totally yourself, just putting it all out there and just being yourself. You can't lose with this other person because they're doing the exact same thing. And that's why they care for you and they love you. It's the exact same reason that you do as well. Like, this is a very powerful spiritual union that you have here. You can't mess this up. Like, you really can't. So if you have any fear of taking off your mask or fear of being totally vulnerable, and like even, you know, letting the other person maybe even see your ugly side, you know, they won't take it personally. They understand, they know you, like they know you very, very well, and you know them. So we have self-sabotage and victim consciousness, and I feel like these two kind of go together. They even both have a 2 in there. So this may be some of the stuff that you're healing, that 5 of Cups or 5 of Swords type energy, the kind of lingering toxic patterns that have made you feel like you can't fully be yourself or be expressive because you're going to get hurt. I feel like you're definitely moving away from that. You really trust each other, and this is like this time that you're taking, this space that you're taking is building this trust that you cannot push this person away, that you can't mess this up, that this person really truly loves you for you, and that yeah, again, you can't mess this up. It's so funny because yeah, it's a very personal message, you know, for me, because I definitely overthink things. I struggle with like self-sabotage and victim consciousness, like both of these things. These are things I've had to heal. So I feel like really trusting that when something's really meant for you, you have to have faith. You have to trust that it is meant for you. And this is another 22 as well. And 2, you know, rules partnership and connection. So there's a lot of 2s here saying that this is solid. This is like something you can count on. You're not going to be able to mess this up. You just got to like do your own work, and this other person is doing their work, and you have to trust that that work is producing miracles with the alchemy card here. This is the direction that both of you need to go in, you know, for you to manifest abundance. I feel like you need to you may need to look back on things that you've been procrastinating on, and that may be what that Two of Pentacles and Emperor energy was talking about, was like making sure that you haven't been neglecting things that really need to be handled, like even just like the smallest things, you know. Whatever you've been procrastinating on, it could build and build and build and block you from the creativity that needs to come through because you're overthinking things, or you're like worried about things not being in order. So it's like you need that foundation in order to move forward. But I feel like you're healing this bigger pattern around procrastination that was preventing you from believing in yourself and knowing that you could actually succeed in something. Because when you procrastinate and you put things off and you don't, and you just like never do anything, then you never really know if you can succeed or fail in it. You know, just like not having that information gives you this like false sense of security, you know, that you're okay. So I feel like that's where the difficulty is coming for you, is in meeting that challenge, you know, meeting it head on. You have pride. And what's interesting here is that the message I'm getting from this is that you do need to express to your person that you are proud of them for the growth that they've achieved, because just hearing that from you is going to ignite that like this difficulty that they're having believing in themselves or trusting in what's coming. Like they just need a lot of reassurance. I think you need a lot of reassurance, and I think you should be proud of yourself as well, but not let it get to a place of like ego, you know, where you're letting things get to a place where instead of expressing yourself from your heart, you're, you know, trying to win some kind of argument or some kind of war. I feel like you need to realize that you're both on the same side, that you both want the same thing, that you're headed in the same direction. You are getting to that place, you know, with this Page of Wands. But there may be times where you're feeling very vulnerable and you're dealing with some very, very heavy energy, and you kind of struggle with that, you know. So yeah, I feel like this is a really beautiful reading. I feel like you're definitely in it for the long haul with this person. There's some deep-seated things that you're both healing and like getting in order and figuring out, and you're coming back together stronger than ever. So that's really beautiful. Hope this helped. Love you so much. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in any personal reading, you can find that at earthwithsomefire.com. Bye.